Yo, what's up guys? I'm back for another review. This time it's of Saldus. I'm gonna say this in every review I'm gonna do right now. I'm not gonna accept any more reviews for the time being. I already have, what is it, five people that I promised one, and I'll do them. But after that, I don't have the time for that right now. Again, like reviews, I'll tell you guys when I have some more time, and then I can maybe start doing the reviews again. It's just a head up uh, that I just want to let you guys know that I don't have the time currently to do that. So after today, that's basically it. But I mean, I'm not gonna accept any more uh, reviews for the rest of this week. Because obviously I have school as well, and I need to do some stuff for that as well. Okay, let's read this comment. I'll do this intro in every review, so you cannot miss it. Saldus asked me, could you take a look at my monsters? I'm at the point where I'm kind of confused where to go. Need to get more summons, so let's see what he got. Well, I do not think you need more summons. I'll check it out a bit closer because I'm not 100% sure, but you got Rogue as your first 6-star, I can see. You rune them up with Fatal Blade and then crit damage. Is that... Personally, I would go attack percent rune here as well, because yeah, you have close to a 50% crit rate, but I don't feel like Rogue is doing super great with crit damage or anything, so I would prefer this to be an attack percent rune. Also, should upgrade some of these runes to +9, especially the 6-stars. That will help you out. I mean, +9 is still pretty doable. And this rune needs to be replaced for a better 4-star rune, because with some nice substats. These substats are pretty low. And I would make this an attack percent rune. Even though you have double digit speed, it's still, I think it's better. It's a good rune though, so don't get away of this rune. It's a very good rune, but not for Rogue. We got Arena. You wound her up with energy mostly, and then one. Okay. This is something I don't understand. You have him with 2 sets of energy, and that's fine. But why do you have... Well, I understand that you have a blade rune here because of the HP rune, but why don't you just get a energy rune with HP percent? Because it's not a 6-star rune here. It's just a 4-star rune, so you can just farm a 4-star rune, and especially for this as well. I mean, this is a 2-star rune. What I would do if I were you is get 2 more energy runes or endure, because you do benefit a lot more from having more resistance. Just farm 2 endure runes or 2 energy runes, and then make this a HP rune again, and then go for the set, because as long as it's not a 6-star rune that you use for going out of your way to break a set, it's not good enough. You need, like, if this would be a 6-star HP rune, I would understand. But now there's no point in not getting the extra energy set or the focus set. I mean focus endure set, sorry. We get your Megan. It's pretty low on speed still. Let me check it out. Yeah, and I see why. I don't have a clue why you ruined him like this. Because many of these runes are just not doing anything. Okay, I'll give you Swift Energy is fine for Megan. I would go with Swift Focus, but it's fine. Then you want a Speed rune with speed on slot 2. You want to have the highest possible speed rune you have in this slot. So if you have a 5 or 6 star speed rune laying around that's not within the energy or focus set or swift set, it doesn't matter, just put it on. As long as you have a speed rune, that your highest quality speed rune on here, it's good. Then you want to try to get the substat speed and not just +1, you want to have the +6 at least or +4. This has to be an HP rune, HP percent rune, and get substats with speed. This I could get into because it's 10% HP in there, so that's okay. But also here you want to have speed substats. And also for this you want to have speed substats. And basically you could just farm all these runes. You could just go and try go and farm the story mode where the swift runes drop, and then just farm this rune, upgrade it 3 times, see if you get a speed, or 6 times maybe, see if you get a speed substat. If not, you go throw it away. And you can do that with all these runes. So that's a way to upgrade your Megan, and you need to make him super fast because she's that's what she's about. She needs to go first, get this spell strengthening buff on as first. You got Julian, that's a pretty good monster. You ruined him. I have no idea what you ruined him for. I don't understand what you're doing. I just don't understand. Why do you have all these runes all over the place? Why is that? I mean, you don't have like 6-star runes here that makes like this is just a 4-star rune. It's a decent rune, but if you don't go for any set, that's weird, because the set bonus of these sets are pretty damn good, and you always want to have one main set complete, and preferably two. But if you're in the end game where you have like a super good 6-star rune for attack percent, but it's in well, in a rage set, and you don't have the monster that use rage, you can still use the rage rune on him and then just go for fatal and then have one rage rune and maybe one energy rune, whatever you have. But what you're doing is not what I'm saying. What you're doing is just throwing up runes that you think are decent, but to be honest, this doesn't make sense. First of all, she's an attack unit, so you want to have high attack, right? Since you have not a high amount of crit rate, going for crit damage is not really an option. So what I would do for her is just Fatal Blade or Fatal Focus. The focus is for the free shot. You could also go with Despair Focus, and then it's really good because this attack hits multiple times and can stun. And I suggest you starting to get those set bonuses complete. So let's say we go for Despair Focus, because that would be a really great set for her. Then you need to get attack percent on 2, attack percent on 4, and accuracy percent on 6. Since you already have an accuracy rune on 6, you could also go with Despair Blade. That's fine. You don't need the focus necessarily, but it will help you out, because the Despair Focus set will give you 20%, together with a rune that makes you go over 50% rather easily. You have a Wind Grim Reaper, and I gotta disappoint you, but this unit sucks. It's not great. He hasn't got good skills. He's just not great. I mean, yeah, if this that penalty would do hell of a lot of damage, you could make it use again. But now, first of all, the unit is really squishy. His stats are not great, and his skills are kind of bad as well. So I would leave him, and I will use him later for making a next 6-star. Then we got Copper. Well, as you know, I use my copper as well. Here you did something that's good. Your copper is gonna be beast. Here you did something good, because look, you made a full guard, but you had a 6-star rune defense, but it's an energy rune. So it's fine to break one of the guard sets to get this rune on, because this rune will give a lot more stats than the guard bonus will do. So this is a good example of what I was talking about. On Julian you haven't done that, you just mixed random runes on her. And since you have some good quality runes here, and you get nice substats on most of these runes, Jesus, that was hard to say. I would suggest you to try to find 2 new runes for these and try to get a substat with the defense percent. So your copper has gotten a pretty nice rune setup already. You got a few skills in there. So I think your copper is going to be a very strong unit for you, because you have that 6-star in here and you get a 5-star and a 4-star. Pretty nice, all good. So I think that is a unit you want to maybe put your effort into to get those runes upgraded, and try to find 2 new runes with well, defense percent as substat. We got Neil here. You went with energy and durability, that's fine. One thing to take note of, her heal is proportional to the attack power. So having an attack percent rune 1 or 2 on there is not bad, because then she will heal a lot higher, and then the other one needs to be HP percent. I wouldn't suggest you use a defense rune on her, doesn't make sense. Also the blade is not really a set that she wants to use. What I would rune her with is Fatal Energy. The Fatal set is for that attack percent buff, and then I would make it HP percent, attack percent. So she does some strong heals then, and has a good survivability. Then we got Amon, really nice unit. He needs to get 100% crit rate. Let's see what you got. I think you just thrown on the runes that you had. Yeah, it feels like that you've done that. So basically what you want to do for Amon is get 100% crit, and then get as much health as possible. So HP percent on 2 and 6, and a crit rate rune on 4. And then substats, you probably need crit to get him to 100%. So HP percent and crit rate on substats is a good thing. Now we got a Bernard. Bernard could be a very useful unit for you in Giants, because of the second skill, Body Slam. Weakens their attack power. For Giants this is definitely needed, otherwise the Giant hits way too hard. So if you want to use this unit, I would personally rune him for speed and accuracy. So Swift Focus, and then on 6 you want an accuracy rune. Tyru is a pretty good monster for one-shotting because of the Furious Spears. This is a unit where you want to use those crit damage runes on. And I would have gone Rage Blade on him. Try to get a high attack percent and around 50% crit rate, and then a lot of crit damage. So then it needs to be attack percent, and crit damage, and with substats and blade runes you can get those that 50% crit chance. Then we got Lumi, I'll call her Lumi. She's a really strong unit for a lot of things, for arena as well, because the second skill basically takes away those revive units. She can put something on cooldown, and or some of the units that have some good cooldowns, you can just take them away. And she has a really strong heal, so this is definitely a unit you want to keep. What else do we got here? Well, Ramagus is a decent unit, but I shouldn't focus on that too much. You got the Brownie Magician Water. Let's see what his skills is. I don't know. I don't know how good this Harmless Prank is. You got the Cobalt Bomber. I think the water one was pretty good. Yeah, the water one was pretty decent. I think the water one is a pretty decent unit. I haven't tested or seen him yet, but I think you could check him out. And you got a Shannon. Shannon could be very useful for you for giants as well later on, because of the first skill having a chance to give a glancing hit. And obviously the defense buff and attack buff will help a lot. So I don't think you need more summons. I really don't. You have a fine team if you want to. For arena, for example, I could see. Let me think. Because you have. Oh, sorry for that. There was a hair in my eye. Let me think. What would be a good. Hmm. I'm always yawning when I'm talking. What the fuck? Okay, for arena, you need to make your Megan as fast as possible as you can. And that's done by putting your best speed rune on this slot and then getting the subset speed on all these runes and using the swift set. That's one that you want to do. Now you have a few options for leader skill. You could put Megan as the leader, so you do more damage, but you could also use the Water Ninja for his attack speed so that your Megan is faster, but I think that's not really the best way to go. I would personally, if I were you, I would just make my Megan as fast as possible. You could just put her as leader, and then I would put in your copper. Your copper. I think I would use Tyru, and together with Bernard. Or why is that? Well, no, now if you use Megan and Bernard, that makes a bit too much, right? It's a bit too much, maybe. I do think it's pretty good actually, because Megan gives you more attack power and gives you those buffs if she's fast enough. Bernard gives you more speed if you rune him up with high speed as well. He could go first or second, depending on which one of the units is faster. What you could do as well is make your Bernard fast with Swift, and because his base speed is higher than Megan's is, and then make Megan also fast but a bit less fast, and then you could just use Tailwind, then buff up with Megan, then you do a Thunder Strike with Copper on one of the units and you kill another unit with Furious Spears, and you might be fast enough to even attack again with Bernard and do Body Slam, take someone's defense away, and then Copper does massive damage on that unit as well. I think that's a pretty good unit setup. You could also go a bit more defensive, then you could take Megan with Copper, with Amon and Rogue. That is a bit more defensive. You have some heals from Amon. Your Copper and Rogue are pretty well, Rogue is not really a beefy unit, but he's 6 stars, so he's obviously going to have a lot more survivability because of that. But I definitely don't think you should summon more monsters. I'll tell you what you should focus on. You should focus on Megan, getting her speed up, Julian, you need to switch her around to Despair Focus with attack percent on 2 and 4. And well, actually I would go attack percent on 2, 4 and 6 then. You don't really need the extra, but you could use it. You could do that as well. Leave Eva alone. He's bad. He could be fuse material for you. Or what did he say? Power up? No. Evolve material. That's the one. Copper, really good. Keep working on those runes. They're good. Try to get defensive substats on these two. Neil, good unit. I would go with Fatal Energy to bump up his heal a bit more and then HP percent all around. Amon, keep working on him. Try to get a 100% crit rate and as much health as you can get. I would, if I were you, make your Bernard one of your speed monsters as well. So you can be using him for Giants and for Arena with the team that I described. Tyrell, I would work on him if I were you to make him Rage Blade and have a high attack power and some nice crit rate and crit damage. And I would also focus on your Lumi to get her up, just to get her up and rune her up with some energy, well, accuracy on 2. So I would say focus energy runes and then HP percent on 2 and 4 and then accuracy rune on 6. That's what I would do. So you got quite a lot of work cut out for you. If I were you, I would focus on your, well, basically your team that farms giants and dragons and magic halls of magic and all those kind of things. I would focus on that first. And on that team will be Megan, probably Rogue in your team, Amon. I would definitely say Bernard for his body slam. So let me see, Megan, Rogue, Amon, Bernard, and Copper. I think that would be your team for most of the farming. So Megan, Rogue, Copper, Amon, Bernard are all the units you want to focus on when it comes to PvE. On PvP, on the PvP front, I would focus on your light imp, getting him up so he can be used, and getting your speed up on Bernard and your Megan. Yeah. Okay. Since you didn't really ask me super specific questions or something, I'm not going too in depth with some of these monsters. I did, however, set a line where you should focus on, units you should focus on, and units you could leave behind. Also, I would suggest you to try out the Cobalt Bomber when you have the time, because I think he's pretty decent. And your Shannon is a very good unit. You might want to save her for Giants B10 because you might need her there. Yeah, that was it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something from it. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.